In the world of high-stakes celebrity branding, one tweet can change everything. For nearly 2 decades, Nicki Minaj has reigned as the undisputed queen of rap, a titan of industry who redefined what it means to be a female powerhouse in hip-hop. But today, the conversation isn't about her flow, her chart toppers, or her latest business venture. It is about alignment that no one saw coming, yet everyone is talking about. With a single explosive declaration, Nicki Minaj has crowned herself Donald Trump's #1 fan, and the internet is currently in a state of absolute fury. The digital landscape has fractured. Fans are burning merchandise, critics are sharpening their pens, and the industry is holding its collective breath. This isn't just a headline, it's a cultural shift that threatens to redefine the legacy of one of music's most influential figures. Tonight, we go inside the fallout to see how we got here and where the queen goes next.
To understand the weight of this moment, we have to look at the evolution of the Nicki Minaj persona. For years, Nicki operated within the traditional frameworks of pop culture superstardom, often aligning with progressive messaging or remaining carefully neutral on partisan issues. However, the first cracks in that veneer appeared during the global health crisis, when she questioned vaccine mandates, a move that saw her praised by conservative pundits and vilified by the mainstream media. That moment was a turning point. It wasn't just about medicine. It was about her feeling targeted by what she perceived as a cancel culture machine. She began to find common ground with those who felt alienated by the status quo. This history provides the crucial context for today's bombshell. The Barbz, her fiercely loyal fan base, have always defended her against all odds. But this new political pivot is testing those bonds like never before. She isn't just a rapper anymore. She has become a lightning rod for the most divisive political discourse of our time.
The incident that set the world on fire happened late last night. It started as a typical social media exchange, but quickly spiraled into a manifesto. Responding to a thread discussing the current political climate and the upcoming election cycle, Nicki Minaj didn't just hint at her preferences, she leaned in with full force. She explicitly stated that she has seen enough to make her choice, crowning herself Trump's most vocal celebrity supporter. The phrase "Trump's #1 fan" was used with zero ambiguity. Within minutes, the post garnered hundreds of thousands of interactions. It wasn't just a fleeting comment, it was a stake in the ground. The timing is particularly sensitive, coming amidst a heated national debate where celebrity endorsements carry more weight and more risk than ever. The reaction was instantaneous. "Nicki is over" began to trend alongside "The Queen is back," showcasing a fan base and a public that is now fundamentally divided. The evidence of this shift isn't just contained in a single post. If we look closer at her recent activity, the breadcrumbs have been there for months. From liking posts by conservative influencers to her increasingly vocal stance against mainstream media narratives, Nicki has been signaling this move. Insider sources within the music industry suggest that this isn't a spontaneous outburst, but a reflection of her growing frustration with how the industry treats legacy artists who refuse to fall in line. We've seen screenshots of deleted stories where she praises the former president's business-first mindset and his ability to bypass traditional media. Furthermore, several figures within the inner circle of the GOP have reportedly reached out to her team, seeing her as a bridge to a demographic they have historically struggled to reach. The data shows that after her comments, there was a massive spike in engagement from accounts that had never interacted with her music before, suggesting a whole new audience is mobilizing around her political identity.
The industry reaction has been a mix of stunned silence and vocal condemnation. Several prominent hip-hop activists have come forward, expressing deep disappointment. They argue that her alignment contradicts the very foundations of the culture that raised her. On the other hand, some of her peers have remained silent, perhaps fearing the wrath of the Barbz or waiting to see which way the wind blows. Political strategists are weighing in too, noting that Minaj's influence over young voters is statistically significant. If she chooses to use her platform for active campaigning, it could shift the needle in key districts. Meanwhile, major brands that have previously partnered with the rapper are reportedly monitoring the situation closely. In the world of corporate sponsorships, political often translates to risky, and the financial implications of this endorsement could be massive. We are seeing a real-time negotiation between a superstar's right to free speech and the commercial realities of global fame.
The long-term implications for Nicki Minaj's career are profound. We are witnessing a great divide within her fan base. Many longtime supporters, particularly those from marginalized communities, feel a sense of personal betrayal. They view this not just as a political choice, but as an abandonment of the values they believed she represented. Conversely, a new faction of political Barbz is emerging, defending her as a free thinker who is brave enough to go against the grain of the Hollywood elite. This rift could lead to a permanent change in her brand identity. She is no longer just a musician, she is a political figurehead. This could impact her touring numbers, her streaming stats, and her ability to secure the mainstream accolades that have defined her career thus far. The fallout isn't just about one election. It's about whether she can maintain her status as a global icon while being one of the most polarizing figures in America.
As the dust settles on this latest controversy, one thing is certain: Nicki Minaj remains the master of the narrative. Whether you view this as a courageous stand for personal belief or a calculated pivot to a new demographic, she has once again ensured that the world's eyes are fixed squarely on her. Fame is a volatile currency, and in the modern age, outrage is often as valuable as adoration. Nicki has chosen her side, and in doing so, she has challenged her fans and her detractors alike to decide where they stand. As the Queen of Rap navigates this new politically charged chapter, we are left to wonder, is the music enough to bridge the gap, or has she finally found a controversy that even she can't outrun? Only time will tell if being #1 fan comes at a price too high to pay. For now, the internet continues to burn, and the Queen keeps her crown, however heavy it may be. Thanks for watching this Fame Fallout Deep Dive. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more investigative reports on the intersection of fame and power.